So I don't disagree when Ospreay says these things, and I like that he says these things. I like that he defends AEW. I like that he says this is where the best wrestle. I like that he is a company guy because you have to fly the flag. You have to say why you're different than the biggest company in the world. You are the competing brand, and you do have to stand up for yourself. And I like that he does that. I like that he's vocal. I like that he's proud of AEW. And I agree with him in a lot of respects. I think AEW, and I think you would agree, John, that their matches in the ring, it's a far better product. They are not as limited as the WWE, right? WWE has more limits put on them that you can obviously see. But as far as, when we watch wrestling, I think we enjoy the AEW wrestling more than the WWE.
Well, I think, again, I watched this week. It's a prime example of what WWE, they're limited in terms of the wrestling because they're very story driven. And I thought AJ versus Finn Balor was a fine example of that this week. Where I'm like, this has been better in the past. I know they can do better, but because they're writing this whole story and there had to be an interference with Penta, they have to slowly build up to it. And they have a certain amount of time that they have to fill up. So they're doing that. But they pretty much have to build towards that story or eventually there'll be interference. And they're pretty much very focused on that, is getting those one or two shots that they have to get. Focus on that, instant replay, and then pretty much just reaction, lead to the next thing, take your time. Where AEW, it's pretty much they'll throw everything at you, boom, 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 boom. That's what we pretty much saw to start the show. And that's a pretty good way to start the show. Any show, really, wrestling show. You just want to see action thrown at your face, and they definitely delivered that. But again, like AEW, they can do that because they just focus more on the wrestling. WWE, it's more story driven.
It's different, right? Two different shows. That's why when Ospreay says he has the better wrestling matches, it's like, yeah, well, that's what AEW does. They're a wrestling company. WWE does sports entertainment.